and entice. A world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Oh God, I can't stand the sound of my own voice. Ugh.
It's a good thing everybody else loves it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you in the slightest. Welcome, everyone. It is the Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show number 160. I nearly said 159 because I forgot to update the number on my script.
Hey, it happens.
I'm a professional. This is the world's greatest comic show about the world's greatest superheroes. As always, it's Rob here. Joining me is my wonderful co-host, Josh. Josh, how are you now?
Not too bad. I've been looking into doing some more text reviews for the podcast, and then I started getting into some deep dives and some old psych papers, and got in touch with the Incredible Hulk and said to make sure that I always cite my sources. That's what he does, so he can be credible.
But but he's in.
Oh, stop it. I had hardly any time.
I heard one, oddly enough, from a kid on a video today, but I don't know if it's really suitable. Nah, it's pretty dark. Maybe I won't say it.
Like if Batman wasn't rich, he'd be Robin?
No. Like it might offend vegans.
Oh, well, I mean, and on the upside of that, everything offends vegans.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that they're aware of.
Fair enough.
I'm funny. Look.
Where the hell am I? Right. News. I'm sorry. I was so busy debating on whether or not I should say that joke. I completely forgot what we were supposed to do next.
Welcome, one and all.
What's up with the world of Josh?
Not a lot, man. Poor little kid. My youngest went to the dentist the other day, and he's neurospicy, so certain things will really set him off, and other things you'll be super surprised at that won't set him off. Like yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple days ago, he goes to the dentist, and they give him the shot in the gums because he's got to have some work done. And the first shot, he's completely okay. Harley looks at him, and he even gives her a thumb up sign. The exact same shot, looks the exact same, everything. The second shot that goes in, he starts to freak out.
Oh, no.
So when he did it, the dentist went ahead and did it anyways, the fucking jerk. But when he did it, the needle went in a little bit too far. Now the poor guy's whole side of his face is all swelled up.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, that and just their normal school is about all that I've been doing around here. Other than that, and I've started up streaming for the podcast, doing some video games, and I know that other members of the podcast are going to be joining me here and there for different reasons, doing different things at different times, so that's fun.
I think that's a very good idea.
If Wonder Woman is the absolute best Themysciran warrior, does that make her Amazon Prime? There you go.
No,
that one's better.
It only makes her Amazon Prime if she's chosen by Primus to lead the Autobots.
Excellent. Excellent.
And how dare you say Wonder Woman is the best Amazon warrior? We all know it's...
I said Themysciran.
Artemis.
It is Artemis. God.
Yeah.
Artemis.
I was debating as Artemis Donna. Yeah.
From Themyscira, mine. Yeah, you can catch a lot of hell for saying it. My favorite is Artemis, but Donna is Donna is right up there, and that's if we're sticking straight Themysciran, because then it
That's
would go Artemis and then Yara Flor. I just love that character.
Yeah.
I
She
wanna
is
see
badass
so much.
and a hell of a fighter, but I don't know if she's definitely better than Artemis, Donna, and Diana yet. I think she's still too new.
Yeah, well, no, yeah. I mean, suppose best. I was just talking favorites.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess as far as warrior goes, yeah, Artemis is gonna just nail everybody hands down.
Oh hell yeah.
Didn't even let her fight in that warrior tournament. They're like, nah, man.
You'll win.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on the topic of news, we do have a couple of things happened very recently, like today and yesterday. It was announced.
Oh, really?
Or I guess no, a couple of days ago actually for one of them. Well, I found out a few hours ago, and I sent it to you guys in Discord. By the way, check out our Discord, subscribe. It's fun, and you can see all the fun, cool links, like the one I sent earlier today, which was to a Reddit post, which was showcasing a teaser for season 2 of Shorzy. Hallelujah!
Hallelujah! You don't know why we like Shorzy? Well, by God, I'm telling you.
Figure it out. Fucking figure it out.
Fucking figure it out. If you don't know Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking figure it out. Yeah. No, definitely. Letterkenny and Shorzy. I will say, because I'm somebody that I do compare it, and I know everybody I know that's watched both shows has compared them, and everybody on the internet and every reviewer has always compared them. Trailer Park Boys and Letterkenny, very similar in terms of tone, theme, and comedy style.
But
and
Letterkenny is a lot better than Trailer Park Boys, and this
it is.
It's
I don't
just
even
a
care for
lot
Trailer Park
better
Boys.
than Trailer
I've
Park
never
Boys.
really watched a full episode of Trailer Park Boys. I don't like Trailer Park Boys. I don't care for Trailer Park Boys. I appreciate
Honestly,
what they do as filmmakers, creators, and comedy artists, but
Bubbles
I like
and their
Letterkenny.
respect for whiskey is the only thing that I can appreciate about Trailer Park Boys.
That's fair. I get that. I completely get that. But that being said, like, I completely understand the idea of it can be an acquired taste. I know people that can't stand Letterkenny, and I understand why, because it's not their humor base. My wife is one of
Talk. Holly is very particular about the kind of humor that works for her, and Letterkenny finally grew on her. And oh man, I wish I could remember what it was the other day that she said. I'm like, that's a Letterkenny joke, right? And she's like, I know.
Well done.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
Ange did that once too. I don't remember what it was, but me and my buddies were always making a reference to Letterkenny, and then she said it too. I'm like, you know what that's from, right? She's like, what?
You gotta be shitting me.
What?
So yeah, that is coming in September for Canadians and October for Americans. They're about a month apart.
Yep, you freaking jerks.
Yeah, which is not typical for.
No,
I mean,
it's
for
not.
Letterkenny, it's usually. What? Was that you? No, that was me. That was a fucking ad. That was silent this whole time until it decided to just make noise. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, Letterkenny usually you get it like a day or two after it airs here.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, Shorzy, I think the first season as well, it's like a month later, which I know it sucks for you and you hate that idea, but I'm gonna say, yeah, fucking suck it up.
Yeah, because
People,
you guys get
we
it.
get the shit end of the stick every other part of the year with every other second show.
Sometimes like 6 months to a year later, yeah.
Yeah, I've given up watching Titans, partially because I stopped caring about it, but also mainly because by the time it reached Netflix here, despite the fact that it was filmed the next town over from me in fucking Toronto, I get it once you guys get every single episode weekly. So I've already been spoiled the entire bloody story before I even get a chance to start the first episode.
So
And
tell
I
us how you
just
feel about it.
couldn't- Now I couldn't bother anymore. I couldn't give a shit. If that's how you're gonna run it, and in something that is filmed in my hometown, that I could literally take a bus to go to the set and just, yo, hey, Brendan Thwaites, what's going on? I could do that, and I'm not even allowed to watch it first.
It's some bullshit. That should be part of the
It's
tax agreement.
fucking bullshit. Like, fucking figure it out.
Like, you get the big tax break to film in Vancouver, but you got to give Canada the same release date as Americans.
That would be ideal.
There's all kinds of places that all kinds of shows and movies that shoot in Vancouver, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
At least a little bit.
Oh, Vancouver's got a huge film industry, film and TV. They're basically like technically the Hollywood of California, or the Hollywood of Canada.
You say the Hollywood of California.
Yeah, the Hollywood of Canada. And that's even something I asked Sean Schemmel actually years ago at Fan Expo. I asked him, like, what advice would you give to like a budding voice actor? And he said, look, you could definitely get some work in Toronto, but if you want to get work, you have to move to either California or maybe for you, Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it's just okay. I got it off my chest. I feel a bit better now. It still bugs me that shit happens, but I feel bad for you as well that you got to wait a month after we get it. I think you're muted, bud.
Well, would you look at that? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either, but you know, I mean, Letterkenny is fantastic, and I suppose I don't mind waiting a month, considering that it's the only thing that comes out of Canada I have to wait for.
Yeah.
It's like, I think they do that on purpose, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Filmed in Ontario. It's about Ontario. It takes place in Ontario. Everybody's from Canada, mostly from Ontario. Why the hell not?
That one dude from Michigan's actually from Michigan, I think, isn't he?
Which dude?
The one that shows up in the American flag button up.
Oh, is he? I thought he was actually from. I thought he was Canadian as well.
Oh, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me none. He just,
But,
I don't know,
yeah.
he pulls off Michigan really fucking well.
I mean, they're all really good, but also Michigan is basically Canada.
It's redneck Canada. Or
Yeah,
Yankee Arkansas, however you want to put that.
Calgary is redneck Canada. They're so redneck they eat bull testicles and call them prairie oysters.
Yep, that's prevalent.
That's certainly a way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 comic book announcements for November because being August 17th, that means tomorrow we're getting November solicits. So this week there's a couple of announcements, as has been the case for the longest time, which I'm not too fond of because it means when you get solicits, there's no surprises.
Right?
And the past few months,
that's
been like, I don't even know why I'm reading this. Like, I know everything that's coming.
That's the problem I have with the way they're doing this guy right here. Probably can't see him all that well. There we go. We'll let him shine. Stop showing his trailers. You're ruining the whole movie. No one's going to go and see it if you don't stop showing them the whole movie for free. Signed, Jaime Reyes. Okay, there we go.
I have watched like maybe 2 trailers for Blue Beetle, but I don't think it's given away the whole movie because I get the gist of the basic plot. They haven't even really shown much of the villain of the piece. You don't even see much of Victoria Court in the trailers.
I made the mistake of signing up for DC Community a while back, which is it's cool. It's not really a mistake. That was the wrong way of saying it. But man alive, when they want to promote something, like you get peppered, and I get daily texts about Blue Beetle. Just the Blue Beetle movie.
Wow.
There's so much stuff. It's got some cool stuff that they give you too for being a community member, like wallpapers and whatnot. But
Right on.
indeed,
That comes out tomorrow. I mean, technically today. I think if there's an advanced preview, which there usually is.
yeah, there's one in my town, but I can't get out to it.
Yeah.
Not for a little bit anyway. I would really like to be able to do that. Like, oh man, if I could go and watch Blue Beetle tomorrow, that's what I would be doing for sure.
Yeah, me too. But I'll be off doing something else instead.
What will you be doing?
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. I know
Yeah.
what you're gonna be doing.
Sorry, you Canadian, you. Yeah, I'll be at a live event called WWE SmackDown in Toronto, and I can't frickin' wait. It's gonna be Edge's retirement show. Oh,
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
yeah.
Um.
Are you gonna be
Gonna be-
watching the show live?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right on. Yeah, see if you can spot us.
Rob's gonna be carrying a gigantic green sign that says "I hate Jimmy, love the Geek Matrix."
Lo and behold, wouldn't that be the night that R-Truth comes back?
Right? Yeah. Everybody hates Jimmy. I love Jimmy. He's a pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
oh man, R-Truth coming back, that would be sick.
Yeah. We're waiting on a lot of people. Like, we're waiting on R-Truth.
And
We're
it's-
waiting on Big E's not going to come, though.
No,
Randy Orton, probably unlikely.
I
there's a
don't
few
know,
others.
man. Randy Orton is still a maybe.
I think he's still got a lot of healing to do.
It's hard to tell.
Everybody's just speculating that every PLE is going to make a return. I don't think he's ready. And, like, the last rumors I heard, speaking to his doctor, was that he's being told that he probably shouldn't go back. So I don't know why people are still speculating that he's coming back at every PLE.
Okay,
It's
let me
really
put
dumb.
it to you this way. There's all those people that you're like, yeah, they should come back and have a place within the promotion. They did their duty. They sacrificed themselves, etc., etc. Randy Orton is that, and we're talking about a character that for the majority of his career I couldn't fucking stand, but I never went a second without respecting.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, like, he's one of those wrestlers where you point at and go, he is wrestling.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him come back into the industry in some sort of capacity, even if it's not as an in-ring performer.
Yeah. I don't know that I could see him as anything else, though. He's too, and this is going to sound weird, he's too wacky to really
Orton?
take on any other role. And he's too wacky and serious at the same time.
All right, so you get wacky and serious together, and you've got Sami Zayn, you've got Drew McIntyre, you've got Matt Riddle. I mean, you could almost have like some sort of RK Bro faction.
But what would
excuse me.
he be, the manager? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see him as like an on-screen manager maybe, but that would just be depressing.
No. I mean, I'm sure he'd be fine. Depressing. It would suck because he still looks like he's, like just in the prime of his fucking life, even if he is the same age, and it makes me want to slap him.
We're still waiting on Carlito coming back too. Like, after his
Yep.
appearance at Backlash, he was re-signed for a contract,
Yep.
and he hasn't shown up as far as I know, unless he's done live shows. But he hasn't been on TV.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you who Carlito is. He fell into that slump where I obviously was not watching. 'Cause,
Okay.
I get he's a big, huge fan favorite, but I'm like, Carlito, and then I see a dude run out and the hair, and I'm like, man, I would have You remembered him.
Yeah, he was an interesting character. I didn't really care too much about him, especially after there was reports that he was a bit too stiff at times and a bit of an asshole backstage. I was just like, I already don't like you. Why am I going to care now? But I think he's tamed out a bit over
You're
the
gonna
years.
say you don't like him when he's a bit too stiff, and you won't stop singing the praises of Gunther.
Gunther's not stiff.
All Gunther is stiff.
Okay, when you say stiff, what do you mean? I'm
He's
talking
a
about like
giant.
he hits for real.
Yeah, Gunther hits for real.
He does not hit for real.
He does not hit for real. Have you seen any of his chops?
Oh yeah, the chop is one thing. The chop is something you cannot fake.
There's plenty of guys that have faked it. Then there's guys who took it to a whole new level,
Yeah, like
starting
Big
with
Show.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and then moving on to the master of all, Ric Flair, and to just he's not even selling it. He's just hitting hard. It's not a sell.
Oh yeah, look at Drew and if you're gonna like blame Gunther for his chops, look at Drew and Sheamus because they did the exact same thing. They
But
were
they're not
slapping
trying
each
to
other's
hurt
chests.
people.
Their chests were bleeding from each other.
Each other. They're not trying to hurt people. That was part of their shtick, but they only did it to each other. They didn't go out into a ring and crush somebody's neck.
When the hell what are you watching? When did that happen?
Okay, not literally, but you know damn well that you can't go into a ring with Gunther and come out breathing normal the next day.
I think it's very possible, and like it's gonna happen with Kofi, and Kofi's
No
gonna
way.
fare better against Gunther than he did against Big Show. Kofi's body was physically forever changed because of a chop from Big Show, and Gunther would never do that to somebody.
Okay. Anyway,
What is the major problem you have with Gunther? I've
just
never
wait.
understood
You'll
it.
see. It'll eventually come out into that. You'll be like, God dang, I never saw that coming. I'm
It's
right.
never gonna happen, bud. It's never gonna happen.
It's okay. I call all the results of the comic book plots too, but nobody listens. I told you every result is gonna suck ass. Every
Oh my
event is
God.
gonna suck ass.
Okay, every event's gonna suck ass. That's kind of a moot point. That's just
But don't
calling
take
the
that
farm
away
a
from
farm.
me.
We all knew Night Terrors was gonna be a
Oh,
little.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that said Dark Crisis and Infinite Frontier was gonna have, we're gonna be great. And
I
the
don't know.
whole time I was like, no, this is actually going to be nothing. You're gonna wade through some clear soup to find out it was just water. It's nothing of substance, my American friend.
Hey, I'm Canadian.
Yeah, well, that doesn't work for the accent.
Okay, so real talk, simple question: are there any? Because every time I talk about heels I like, you have an issue with those heels. So I'm curious, what heels do you like?
There's not really any heels in the WWE right now. Oh, there's Gunther and Imperium, but they're not heels. They're just, I don't know. There's not like anybody that I feel like bad guys. Like Gunther and Imperium just feel like some annoying dudes that won't go away. Not like, oh my God, what are these guys doing? Roman Reigns, I feel like he's a heel, but
He cheats to win.
yeah. I feel like he's a heel, but he's not a good heel.
Oh, he's not a good heel. No.
You know what I mean?
No.
he's-
He gets heat, but it's not necessarily heat that they think they're getting.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Solo,
I
I think, is a chaotic heel, but I think he's still a heel. Judgment Day definitely heals all four of them.
Yeah. I just so badly for the career of everybody involved wish that the Judgment Day would split up.
But it's
Good.
done wonders. all four of them.
100%. I mean, I know if now it has, but it's at a point now that the Judgment Day is holding Damian Priest back.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna come to a head soon. I think some shit's gonna go down with him and Finn. He's gonna get a title, and Priest is gonna just like take charge, and Finn's gonna cut loose. He's gonna reconnect with JD McDonough, and then it's just gonna be Priest, Dom, and Rhea.
And then all they need to do is shed Dom, and then they've got themselves the Judgment Day faction that we all deserve.
Wow. So just Rhea and Priest.
And then, honestly, it would be super cool if they found a way to... Whoops. It'd be super cool if they found a way to merge the Judgment Day with Bray Wyatt's family.
They need to get Bray Wyatt's family back first. Which
It's
also
happening.
I forgot to mention. So Bray Wyatt, it was not really announced, but it was revealed last week. The real reason that he's been gone for so long, there was conflicting reports back and forth that he was injured, he was on a DL, he was sick, and apparently he was going through a life-threatening illness
Yep, they said it
for the
was
past
both
little while.
career and life-threatening. But apparently his dad says that we can count on Bray Wyatt making a return to the ring. They just don't have a definite date yet.
Yeah, so there's that.
Excellent.
There's a heel right there, but there's a heel I don't care about.
Oh,
I feel for the guy. I hope he does well because he's a good performer, but I just don't care for the character.
oh, I've always loved Bray Wyatt, and I hope to see much more of him. I'd rather have a Wyatt family expansion than a Judgment Day expansion any day of the week. Also, I don't know, maybe like if they were to pluck Carrie and Cross out and put him underneath the tutelage of Damian Priest, maybe that could help.
That
Carrie
might
Cross is
help a lot.
decent in-ring talent.
Yeah, but
He
his
really
character's
is.
really boring.
It's not just boring, it's stupid. It's, "Nyah, I wish I was Kane. Tarot card. Nyah."
Really, it's maybe it was great on NXT. That's what I keep hearing. People thought he was like an amazing talent and developmental, and then he comes to the main roster and it's just gone to shit. Like,
Is it the same
most of the time
character?
he's a jobber. Yeah, I think so.
Wow. I don't
Yeah.
know how in the hell. Oh, maybe because NXT had its own Kane. Even if it was just rawr, tarot card.
Yeah, Viking Raiders.
and a pretty
They're
hot valet. Scarlett
Yeah.
should be back in the ring though. Her talents are wasted
Yeah,
badly. Valhalla, another one whose talents are wasted. If they're gonna be on screen, put them in the ring.
yeah. I mean, once because she was for the longest. Oh, she's actually dating one of the Viking Raiders. I'm not married to them, so they got that shit going on. I think they might have created those characters themselves. But if the Viking Raiders ever calms down, I think she'll get back into the ring proper.
That'd be
She
cool.
was before, yeah.
Pull in. There's been talk that I've been seeing and shit about wanting to do break in the triples belts.
I've been hearing that a lot too.
I
for a
would be
while.
interested in it. But we need a roster expansion. We need
Yeah.
a roster expansion, and Raw needs to cut down on the ridiculous amount of commercials that it has. Because
Yeah,
it's a 3 hour long show, and you get 1 hour of show.
pretty much.
It's ridiculous. If you take out all the long segments that are reminding you of what happened last week or this week in SmackDown or watch the Bloodline. If you take out all that silly shit, you get about an hour's worth of show, and
Yeah.
that needs to be stopped.
It's
we need-
an hour longer in terms of technical runtime, but you get the same amount of matches that SmackDown does in 2 hours.
Yep, it's ridiculous.
It really is.
Or or break out a third show. Something needs to happen.
Yeah. I don't know, something.
We need more matches in order for this to make better sense.
Yeah. I need more Miz versus LA Knight.
I need more LA Knight versus Gunther.
Wait, what? Why? I
You
thought
heard
hated
that?
Gunther.
Or no, wait, Gunther's on Raw.
Yeah.
I need some LA Knight on the no, he needs to LA Knight needs the full title shot.
Go up against Roman.
Yep.
They might be pushing that way, you know.
Go up against Roman. I think that oh man, I'm trying to think who it would have been. You know what LA Knight, just speaking Mike wise, do you know what LA Knight versus Roman would be like? The Rock versus
One-sided.
Farouk. when he left the Nation of Domination. That's exactly what it would have. That's exactly what it would be like. Oh God, I would die to see that. Let LA Knight cut loose on Roman Reigns. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more than. I think it's more than likely that the title will change hands at least once before LA Knight gets it, but I think that that's a bad move. People want this change to happen, and they want it to happen now.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen for a while. Was it you that was telling me that apparently Judgment Day is not gonna be on for like a while? Like they're taking a break?
Not
Judgment Day, Bloodline.
Bloodline, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like
the rumor.
after that cliffhanger with Jay, they're just taking nobody's gonna be on for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is such a weird way to pause it.
It is. It also could be them trying to solidify Jay literally quitting the WWE. If that wasn't shoot, I mean, nobody knows for sure.
I can already hear good old Jim Ross going, "Oh my God, it's Joseph Fatu! He is all elite." Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. Okay, so two more things. I completely forgot that Ray beat Theory last week.
Yep. Hallelujah.
I'm excited to see Ray tomorrow night with the U.S. title. That's fucking exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
And speaking of secondary titles that are much cooler than the main titles right now, it's got to be the next PLE. We're gonna have Chad Gable versus Gunther for the IC title, and I think Chad's going to win. I think he's gonna get it off Gunther, and this is gonna be it.
Bruh, it's happening. When is the match? Is it happening at a PLE?
I don't think it's been officially announced, but I want to say it's going to happen at the next PLE.
All right, if it happens at a PLE, then yes, and that's where it's going to be. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if it happens outside of that, no way. It won't be like the United States Championship. I guarantee it. It won't be like that. The Intercontinental belt has always meant more than the United States belt.
Oh, yeah.
And it always will.
It used to be worth a lot, and it fell off hard when you weren't watching. Like, it just got so boring, and nobody cared about it. And
the IC belt?
The IC title, yeah. And then this is one of the reasons I love Gunther, and this is one of the reasons he's so popular. He has made it mean something again.
How did he do
he's
that?
brought
Sounds
prestige
more like
back to the IC title.
Creative did that.
I mean, it's a collaboration, sure.
Gunther is not The Rock or Stone Cold or Triple H or Shawn Michaels or The Rock or any of those. John Cena even. And his on-screen personas, you know, that I wasn't personally a fan of for the most part.
For Cena, and he made the U.S. title mean something,
right? And even with those guys, they're in their personas where I couldn't stand them, regardless of the role that they were playing, heel or hero, face, whatever. Gunther doesn't have a that thing that sells me on his character. Where Paul Heyman brings in Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman brings in Brock Lesnar. Well, if Paul Heyman brings in Gunther, it will totally change it. Not really. Because ultimately, just like everybody else that Paul Heyman has to be a personality for, basically everybody else, not just Paul Heyman has to, but anybody else out there that's been a major talent that don't have the mic skills, eventually becomes just somebody that shows up. And I don't want that out. There's a reason why the people still talk about The Rock and still know his catchphrases 20 years after the last time that he's wrestled. Because of the personality, because of the way he sold it. But nobody is out there mentioning anything at all about the Ring General.
I am. But I'm not in it for his personality. I'm not in it for his mic skills. I'm in it for his talent. His storyline here, the reason
but he doesn't have a storyline. His storyline is, I've got the Intercontinental Championship and I'm going to set a record just like Roman Reigns.
He wants to bring prestige back to this beautiful sports.
That sounds like that douchey little guy that walks with him, the one that's got the stick up his ass. I can't remember. It sounds the exact.
They all say it.
Their whole shtick is annoying as hell. How they want to
that
bring
is the
prestige back. Okay, well, Jerry Lawler did that back in the day too, and he sucked at it as well. Bringing prestige back to a title is silly.
No, it's not to the title, to wrestling as a whole.
Well,
they want to bring class and sportsmanship and righteousness or whatever back to this precious sports of wrestling. Is what
righteousness and prestige.
They don't want it to be.
Then get rid of Gunther and Imperium and bring me Johnny Gargano any day of the week, because Gargano is 10 times the wrestler that Gunther ever will be.
Oh man, my brother-in-law would have a fight with you right now. He hates Gargano with a passion.
I don't. Gargano is an amazing talent in ring, and he's got shit on. He's and Gargano is good. There's a reason why nobody's been called Mr. Wrestling since Orndorff.
Like he's definitely a good talent. I've never understood why he's called Johnny Wrestling. He's not called Mr. Wrestling. He's called Johnny
Wrestling.
Yeah,
close enough.
But I don't think he's got that level of talent where he's top tier. And that's why he's been relegated to mid card for his whole career.
And I think he is better than Gunther, even though he will never be superstar status. His in-ring personality, everything that you say that Gunther is supposed to be selling, I think Gargano could do light years better than Gunther. But I mean, that's neither.
I'm not even going to debate that, because I don't know the full skill set Gargano can hold, because he's not even fucking on TV right now.
No,
I don't even know where this guy is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But him and his wife, they both are very, very talented.
His wife's on TV more than him.
By far.
Yeah, she was on it Monday night.
The women's roster is much smaller and doing far better than the men's.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No, so honestly, Gunther's going to lose the title to Chad Gable, and then he's going to get a push towards Universal title, and he's going to take it off Roman at WrestleMania. Just you wait.
That's sad.
And you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough about wrestling news and talks. I've actually got comics news to talk about. I don't even know how we got it. Oh, yeah, it was because I'm going to SmackDown tomorrow.
SmackDown. That's right.
I started talking about comics news, and
half an hour later, here we are.
Yeah. So 2 announcements that DC released this week. Jason Aaron is coming on over to good old DC Comics for which he has been in DC before, but this is going to be kind of a mainstream book. It's Elseworlds, right? It's not in continuity, but it's Batman. He's doing a Batman story with Doug Mankey of all people. And if you were a Green Lantern fan through the 2000s and 2010s like I was, Doug Mankey is one of your favorite artists. So this looks good. It's called Batman Off-World. That's coming in December. And it's basically Batman being Batman, but out in the galaxy. He's taking his first trip into space, and he's going to be doing some shit out there, and it's going to be interesting, especially with Jason Aaron penning that. Oh my god, that's going to be good. And there is somebody on the cover, which I want to say is Steppenwolf, but I'm only basing that on like the Justice League movie version, but it might be somebody else entirely. So I don't know. He's got some kind of villain to play with. But seriously, Batman by himself in the universe, that's I don't think that's been played with properly before, so I'm into that.
Yeah, I don't think not sending him out on his own, some sort of solo adventure. No, I don't think that's been done before.
Yeah.
At least not outside of the Silver Age.
No. And finally announced today and dropped to us by Nathan like half an hour before we started the show. DC announced the first ever Kid Flash solo series. Not exactly solo, but like headlined series, if you will. Good old Wallace Ace West is teaming up with Avery Ho, the Flash of China, and they are starring in a book together simply titled Speed Force, and it is going to be spinning out of the Flash #1. I think it's going to be spinning out of the Flash #1, which comes in September. But the pair of them are basically doing some adventures in the Speed Force, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's the first time we've had a book starring Kid Flash.
It is the first time we've had a book starring Kid Flash. Starring Kid Flash. That's not a Flash book or a Titans book or a Justice League book or any other book where Kid Flash has been in. This is simply a Kid Flash book, which is very exciting. It is very exciting.
Yeah. So we're going to have 3 Flash books by November. We're going to have 3 Green Lantern titles by like October.
Yeah.
We have 1 Green Arrow book, 1 Shazam book, and I think we're finally getting back to a status of DC where I can say it's exciting again. It's not 50% Batman anymore. They finally listened to us and brought back the diversity of their characters into the books again. So we've got we did have like 3 Superman books going at the same time. We need Supergirl to come back and get her own solo.
Superwoman.
We'll see. Oh no, yeah, Steel's going on. So yeah, we still technically got 3 right now. We'll see how Steel goes. If Superwoman's going to be a thing going forward, I don't know. But
never know.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we actually have books that aren't Batman related making splashes. It's fantastic.
It takes quite the stretch anymore to find a non-Batman related character that's someone's willing to publish.
Yeah.
We got a few of those today, though.
Yeah, like there's actually very little Batman today. It's kind of
Batman adjacent, a couple of them, but not overly so.
No, like realistically,
1, 2,
only
3,
1,
4. Well, altogether, out of all of them, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7.
Oh, yeah, you mean in total? So I was just looking at the ones we're going to be talking about today. But yeah, in total, 3.
1, 2, 3,
books?
4, 5.
And 2 of them
6,
are Night Terrors.
7 out of 13 altogether, if you count everything. That
Batman adjacent.
That features Batman, Nightwing, Catwoman, Punchline.
What the hell? That many?
Yep, you got Batman and Superman World's Finest.
Yeah.
White Knight presents Generation Joker.
Oh yes, that's right.
Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder. Night Terror's Catwoman. Night
Oh,
Terror's
that was
Nightwing. Night Terror's Punchline. And then Penguin Takes Flight.
right. I forgot about Penguin.
So 7 out of 13, which is more than half, but also better than usual.
Yes. Yeah.
That is where we are at today. Take it.
I think
take what we
next
can
week
get.
it's the ratio's a lot. No, maybe not. We got 6. So we have. No, wait. Is that 7? Okay. So we have 15 books next week. Are you counting books that Batman is in, or just Batman characters?
Batman and Batman, primary Batman characters like Catwoman, Harley,
Okay.
Joker, that sort of thing.
So yeah, like 80%.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Basically, next week there's 1, 2, 3, 4 books that Batman and Batman characters are not in.
Woo.
Yeah.
Well,
In fact, there are 4 books specifically related to Batman directly.
imagine that.
Yeah, but of course that includes Detective Comics.
I'm not
I was gonna
surprised.
say the week after that would be better, but it's not. The last week of August. We got that Doomsday special coming up. I can't wait to see that. And I don't often go for the art books, but I am very curious about Gnort's Illustrated Swimsuit Edition.
Oh yeah.
I
We'll
I
have to
just
see
really
what
like
that's
Gnort.
all about.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what it's all about.
Yeah. But for now,
You want to take a pause here for a brief commercial break? And,
sure, let's do it.
All right, guys, we will be right back in under 5. Transitioning.
Geek Matrix. Geek Matrix. Geek Matrix. Geek Matrix. Geek Matrix. Geek Matrix.
Now, back to our program.
Hello, all. Thanks for sticking around. We're back. I got a Green Lantern.
Back
so
again. Look what I've got. My not typically played with,
shit.
but
it's
my little
Captain
book.
Cisco.
it's Nick. Damn it, Nick Fury. But check this out.
Oh, his arms move. That's so cool.
He buggies. My young one gave it to me. He said, "Here, because I collect the figures, the comic book figures. He goes for Dragon Ball Z. That's what he wants.
Right
Goku or
on. I get
Noku.
that.
But
Goku or Noku, I like that.
So he gave me that one because I like the comic book peeps.
Right on. I saw the red jacket. I'm like, that looks like a Star Trek outfit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see where you get that from.
All right. So, shall we get to some books?
You know what? I was almost thinking that since we're doing a comic podcast, we probably could do that.
Oh, this is a comics podcast.
Well, it's an everything podcast at this point,
shit.
is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, then, What do we got? The mentions real quick that I'll go over a little bit more in the bonus show. We got Penguin number 0, which is just a reprint of the Batman backups that you saw. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red are number 2. Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker. These books are just getting way too long with titles. Number 4, Tales of the Teen Titans number 2, and Icon versus Hardware number 4.
You're certainly right about that. The titles are a little ridiculous at this point.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
have a little love for the speech for people with speech impediments. That was a good one. All right. Full analysis. We could kick this off with a new book. Or at least a new title, I suppose.
Wait, what? What new title?
The Vigil.
That's not new.
Well, new-ish. It's only 4. It's a new title.
Oh, okay. Sweet. I was gonna say,
It's a new
what
title.
number 1? What?
Wait a minute. No.
Yeah, I was like, did I miss something completely? Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is the Vigil number 4. It's written by Ram V with art from Devmalia Pramanik, colors from Rain Burrito, and letters from Dave Sharp. So we are not exactly picking up where we left off last issue. I don't really remember where it left off properly.
It wasn't here. It wasn't here.
Okay, it wasn't there. All right. I remember they were on some kind of mission elsewhere.
Yes.
Near a jungle, unless I'm getting that confused with another story that I read.
Nope.
Point is,
You're
they're
right.
at a LexCorp Biome, which is an R&D facility. Sorry, Bio Research and D facility. So I guess BR&D.
Well, actually, it's not a LexCorp. They correct it, and I'll give them props for that. It says LexCorp, and then it's crossed out, and it says SuperCorp.
Oh, well, not on the page I'm looking at.
Oh, well, it does it later.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe that's for a reason. Maybe it's an accident. There's no telling.
Oh, yeah, I see
But
it later on.
very
yeah.
well could be
At
it.
the subsidiary board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, the Vigil team are infiltrating this bio research and development facility to figure out the mystery of what the hell's going on. Mr. Lateless personally asked them to look into this top secret facility for some reason. They don't really know why, but they're getting in anyway. And as they reach the main console room, a little video plays featuring all sorts of members of the Vigil. This person that's playing the video knows about every single one of them, but also alludes to the fact that there was a 5th member of the team of the powered field team, rather, in addition to the Doc. And this 5th person ends up attacking by smashing through the floor and begins to wipe that same floor with the various members of the Vigil. Meanwhile, Supercorp is being taken over by a mysterious person, which I do not think was named, and I do not recognize them, but I'm going to assume might be Mr. Lateless. We will definitely see how it goes.
That's who I'm assuming it was. It doesn't give us any clue, but I'm assuming.
Wait, his name is Festus Hep. How did I miss that word bubble?
But we don't know if that's Mr. Lightless or not.
Yeah, we don't know yet
Festus
who this
That
is exactly.
Definitely doesn't sound like a real name.
No. But to be fair, all of these names are made up. So.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
When?
Just now.
To be fair.
To be fair.
That's a long soundbite.
Direct from Letterkenny.
I love it. That bit with Wayne. Just cut it. Yeah. Right. So this man is Festus Hep, and he has acquired a controlling stake of LexCorp, crossed out to SuperCorp, which he is then crossing out to rename Harmonia How this is going to affect the Superman book is very interesting. I don't even know how to feel about that reveal, because that's
Right? He bought a controlling share in a certain part of Supercorp that doesn't even, like, business wise, that doesn't make sense.
I thought it was the whole damn thing, like the whole company, wasn't it?
Potentially, but you would think that at this point, that's something
Oh,
that,
yeah, no, he does say a controlling interest in this little but significant arm of what used to be an organization with some vision.
right?
Oh, yeah, it's a Supercorp subsidiary board meeting. Oh, I'm missing words all over the place.
Subsidiary, so disappointing.
Yeah, so it's not even Supercorp proper, it's something else entirely. Interesting. Well, that's being named Harmonia, and we'll have to see what's going to happen there. But meanwhile, the fight with the Vigil and this mysterious foe is not going well. But Dodge, who is the lead character of the piece, and you get some history on her throughout the issue, takes the fight directly to him and is actually doing quite well, because she punches like a bullet. But the Doc is being convinced that maybe he's the only one that can prevent this from going further and actually stop this guy, because our resident little psychic, I'm assuming psychic, knows a little bit more than he let on before, and convinces the Doc to step out and ask this man named Tyaga, according to the Doc, to stop. He reveals that he made them. He made him just like he made the rest of the team. And what he means by that, as we see just before the issue ends, is none of them existed before he thought them up. And that's where we end. And that's a hell of a cliffhanger.
Right?
Like, holy shit.
100% dun dun dun.
Quite an interesting issue. I'm not gonna lie. I will say I really did enjoy it a lot more than I have recently. It's exactly what I needed out of the series. Was a little bit more intrigue, a little bit more plot. There's been some reveals, some teases, some more plot points to chew on, and I'm all for it. Like, it's been a very good book so far. I just felt like it was lacking substance. It was 3 issues of introducing characters. Okay, like, I get it. Let's move on, and that's where they're starting to go, and I'm happy. Art's fantastic. That doesn't even need an introduction. The art's really good. The characters are interesting. Story's really good. I'm giving it an 8.75. Like, it's a solid issue this week.
It really is a solid issue this week. Oops. Tried to turn my camera back on, didn't work. It is a pretty solid issue this week, and I'm really curious. Like, the Good Doctor, is he worse than, like, the Doom Patrol Dr. Calder? Like, he didn't just mess with living people, like, he grew people and messed with them? Or like, did his imagination bring him to life? Because we've seen superpowers like that before as well.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever it is, old Doc having to fess up to all of that sure seems to make Mr. Lightless a little happy. The art, dude, it was, like you said, it's exactly what I want a comic book to look like. The way that it's drawn when Arclight gets socked in the face is insane. It looks like dude's hand punched through his face before he sent him flying across the room. Nope. Arclight just burned it down to the elbow. It's like melted and cauterized. But the dude heals. So that, it's something else. It's quite the assortment of characters. Not just powers, but personalities as well. And it's pretty cool. I'm digging it. It's 100% fantastic. The art is 85% perfect. I really like it, and I continue to want to know more about these characters.
Yeah.
every issue that I read, man, it just gets me more and more invested, more interested. It's great. I like all the characters, and the rest is it's just right there for me. 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10.
Exactly, I agree.
Well, I'll tell you, it's damn
Yeah.
good, and it's no wonder why it's selling well.
I'm gonna just leave the transitions up to y'all folks because I cannot come up with stuff like that. I don't know why.
Shucks, I used to write them down. That was pretty good. But we will go ahead and do that. Night Terror's Wonder Woman, number 2, written by Josie Campbell, art and colors from Juan Fiera, Pat Brousseau on letters, and a cover from Jay Lee and Jun Chung. It starts where it left off in Diana's nightmare. The focus: Diana promotes peace, but does it with violence. There's a nightmare version of her telling her this, and it says deep down she loves it, having the blood on her knuckles. And of course, Diana rebukes it. The nightmare Diana goes further in to say that the madness of the gods doesn't stop with the gods; it also affects her. And that's when Diana realizes she needs to just accept that part of her, and once she does, she beats that part of her. She returns back to the land of the awakened, the not sleeping, normal, and she does it just in time to save Detective Chimp from getting eaten by a giant basilisk. Poor Bobo. Turns out that by accepting who she is, she also has the ability to control the nightmares in the real world now. Now, Etrigan, Ragman, Bobo, Constantine, and Diana are all awake and headed to Gotham for war, and they are officially called the Justice League Dark in the very last caption box. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had an applause sound clip. There is nothing bad about that idea. Nope. This is by far the most interesting issue of the entire event. There have been others that I have said that those are still decent two-shot unnecessary stories, but they were decent, like Green Lantern, for example. This is a wonderfully written semi-conclusion / transition issue. It's done very well, and the art is really cool. There's some of it that isn't perfect, but when he wants to show off, he picks a panel and he does it. I really, really dug this, man. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it an 8.5 actually. Like it did feel like a quick resolution, but I'm not sure what else I was going to be looking for here. Like I didn't know where the hell the story could go.
With 2 parts and not far, right?
Yeah, right. Like they did a lot in the first issue for a Night Terror story, and I'm all for. Like I'm happy with that. Like the quick resolutions isn't even an issue. It got us Justice League Dark back together again, and I'm happy about that.
Yes, and thank you for making sure that both Bobo and Ragman are there.
Yes.
Etrigan, Zatanna, of course, Constantine, those are also must-haves. Would love to see us have some Dr. Fate and Swamp Thing showing up, and maybe some of the Spirit World crew with Batgirl and Xanthi.
That'd be cool.
Almost forgot what their name was. Xanthi. Their name is Xanthi. All right.
Yeah. I'd be very interested in that. One thing I want to ask though, and this is kind of like a weird thing that sometimes is in panels, sometimes is not. How come Jason Blood and Etrigan are both there?
That is okay. Jason Blood and Etrigan, and sometimes are split, sometimes are together. I'd have to go back and look. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now.
So I gotta tell you, like in the Nightmare world, they were two separate, and like I can understand that. But when they woke up in the real world, Etrigan was like when they first woke up, Etrigan was there, Jason Blood was not. But when the whole team was walking out together, they were two separate people.
When the whole team is walking out together,
Yeah.
there's Etrigan, Diana, Bobo, Constantine, Ragman, and Jason Blood. They are separate. They can separate, and I'm not sure at what point they were able to do so. I never understood it because I thought that Blood had to be Etrigan's portal, like his vessel or whatever. But something happened. I want to say back when Tynan was had started up Justice League Dark that did that. It could be older, but I think that this was Tynan's doing.
Okay.
Blame it on the tiny onion.
Oh, I will. It's just kind of weird. It threw me because I never caught that. So
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I suppose.
Yeah. What can Jason Blood do now apart from be a mind of knowledge?
I don't really know. All I know is that if you're going to have Jason Blood be a completely separate character, stop having him look like Jason Todd dressed as Constantine.
But to be fair, that kind of explains the character.
Now,
he was a knight, so he could definitely fight with a sword. I was thinking about that as I asked the question, what can he do now? Like he was also a knight, depending on the continuity, and I think that might still be true.
Yeah.
So
also, just to throw that in there, I didn't let it affect the main story score, but the Nubia backup is horrific to look at. The art is bad. It's not just gruesome pictures, and there are gruesome pictures, but it's bad. I don't like it, and you probably won't either. However, like I said, I'm not gonna let that interfere with what should have been, could have been a really great score. So I'm gonna maintain mine and say what Nubia's story.
Yeah, I don't even remember much about what happened in the backup. I just know that it was kind of rough to look at times. So.
Nubia fought Nightmare Booger Woman.
Interesting.
There's no better way to aesthetically describe what happens in that backup than Nubia fights Nightmare Booger Woman. And I stand by that.
As you should.
You can stand, or rather, I will, and you can take flight with our brand new number 2.
Yeah.
3. Is it a 3? No, it's
as number 2. Number 2. That is, if the transition didn't catch on, it's Hawkgirl, number 2, a character I am finding a lot of connection with because I'm still going through the Justice League animated series and I'm almost done. So I can just hear her voice throughout reading this, and it's glorious.
Can I say that I love how they drew her more beefcake than Diana?
Yeah,
I love it. I just love it. She should be. She's a Thanagarian, or she's a Hawk at the very least. Regardless of what's going on with her, she's a Hawk, and they should always be badass. So,
definitely.
That's it.
I agree. Like I definitely love that artistic aesthetic as well as drawing her as very muscular.
Yeah,
it just makes sense. I also love it when Diana is drawn as a very muscular person as well, because it also just stands to make sense that they would both be very muscular.
Shiara too. They don't typically draw her like muscular, but very, very in shape. Like ready to go. Yeah. Dig that. Anyway, sorry. I already interrupted you.
No, you're fine. I barely even got started. So this is written by Jadzia oh my god. This is written by Jadzia Axelrod with art from Aman K. Nahuelpan, colors from Adriano Lucas, and letters from Hassan Asmane El Hau. So the dog. Is it the dog? No. What are they calling this lady?
What are they calling this lady?
This redheaded lady that's trying to get into the nth world.
Oh, Vulpecula.
Vulpecula.
Yes.
She has found her
Or
next two
Volpe.
victims.
You could call her Volpe, I suppose.
Volpe, yeah.
Volpe.
I was trying to figure like she's got a character name in all these stories that they're doing, but I don't remember like the background fairy tales, if you will. But yeah, so Volpe has found her next two victims, which are a set of twins. One is a drunk and ex-NASCAR driver, and one is just a guy. But they don't get along too well anymore. He's just a guy.
Just a guy. Oh, God.
Every time I want to make a joke, I can never remember the guy's name. God damn it!
I can't remember it either.
Yeah. So basically, these twins were much like the lady in the first issue, found by Vulpecula early on in their lives, and promised much in return. But that means that she would one day take their lives back and turn them into creatures to do her bidding. And that is exactly what has happened. As and bear with me again, I have not read Galaxy the Prettiest Star, so I don't know all the characters' names. As Galaxy's girlfriend is gone off to take a test for school, Galaxy is then left with Kendra to figure out what's going to happen next. As we do see, Kendra is also visited. Not exactly visited is the wrong word.
Haunted.
Shares a mind with all of her past selves, which also just stands to make sense.
Yeah, it's
that
like
she retains,
yelling at her forced ghost style.
Yeah, she retains the memories and lives of all her reincarnated selves. And they just share one freaking mind, and boy, is it crowded.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Mine's
Galaxy
crowded with just me in it.
Yeah, I hear that. So Kendra and Galaxy have a little conversation, but then Kendra is all of a sudden just going through a lot of pain with some green electric shocks. As Galaxy realizes what's going on, she absorbs that excess energy and finds that her wings have been like kind of physically and spiritually separated from her body. So Galaxy does what she can do to rejoin them together, and that leaves Kendra with a new sensation. She can even feel her wings, and she feels whole again.
Super cool. I dig that.
Very cool. Yeah. They're not just a removable suit anymore. They are once again a part of her, and it's pretty freaking cool. So the pair go flying off together and find a newfound appreciation for each other, and even agree to meet up later on at a bar, and they do. But as Kendra is finally left to just enjoy herself and maybe actually have a little dance and ignore life for a while and just feel good. That is when Vulpecula arrives with her two new beasties looking for nth metal, and this club is rife with it. Smells very strong like nth metal, and that is because it's all over Kendra's body. Because the wings are now a part of her again, it is now residing within her. So she takes the fight to Vulpecula, and the beasties and her and Galaxy get a bit of an upper hand against them. But Vulpecula, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Vulpecula, I think, but
Vulpecula,
close enough. Right?
Yeah. Does get a bit of an upper hand on Hawkgirl, claws her away, and leaves a bit of a hint towards the fact that maybe Kendra is also one of Vulpecula's victims, if you will. That's not your role. You're the whipping girl, she says, whatever that means. Rips off a piece of Kendra's wing, which is made of nth metal, and teleports away. As Kendra's friend that she ran into at the club earlier on is holding her helmet as it fell off when Velpocula attacked Kendra earlier, and then gets a bit of a shock, asking, "Who are you?" And is a bit surprised that Kendra is Hawkgirl and is a superheroine, and that's got to be some drama in issue 3. So, I definitely thought this was more interesting than the first issue, but I'm still not 100% sold on the story. Like, I don't dislike it. It's an interesting enough story, but as we've said about some books in the past, and I think Brandon's the one that coined this phrase, it's a comic. It's something to read. It's nothing you're going to write home about, but it's not something you're going to regret reading either. It's just something to read, right? It's not bad, but it's not like amazing. It's just a comic. So, and for that, it gets the job done. The first issue was interesting enough to like pique my interest, and the second issue definitely caught my interest, but it's not going to be in my top 3 ever, I don't think, but I'm going to enjoy the run. So that's the vibe I'm getting right now. I gave it an 8 out of 10. The art is really fucking good.
Yeah.
The art is fantastic. The story is it's a story. So we'll say it like that. I don't know what else I can say.
There's some development going on with Kendra. Obviously, that's the whole setup of this, is to move and do some things with her character. We were able to bring Galaxy in, who has a pretty cool power set and is a complicated character. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with her inside the DC universe. The thing with it is, everybody that likes Kendra, likes Hawkgirl, is down to read a Hawkgirl book. But we go into it knowing that it's going to be a mini-series. So this is going to be a one and done. We're already approaching it in a way where it's like, this isn't going to mean much.
Yeah.
Right? So I tried to after, oh God, as much as I love you, Scott Snyder, you fucked with Hawkgirl a little bit too much and made shit weird, and this is an opportunity to accept that shit, package it up, ship it away, and start new with whatever the next stage is in Kendra's character development. And if that's all that's really accomplished in this, that's great. I just would like to see more of her after that.
Yeah.
So I said all that to say Rob's right. It is just a comic book, but it is, if you're a big Hawkgirl fan, you're gonna get into this. You're gonna dig it, because I have a feeling that this is gonna do some Hawkgirl things. I enjoyed the shit out of it. It's interesting that her secret identity is just an identity now. I do want her history nailed down. Like, I want what's going on with her nailed down and not changed in a year. I am super fucking curious what this thing is inside of Kendra that's protecting her. Is it nth metal? Is it Thanagarian? What is it, magic? What is it? And like you said, Rob, the art is phenomenal. I'm really, really digging the story so far. I think the whole thing is great, man. 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. 100% agree there.
Well, we got 3 issues in our main show this week. So, you want to rank them?
Well, no. If I was ranking the 3 books in the main show that we had now, because the top 3 I wrote down include some from our bonus show, I will admit. I'm ranking just these 3, probably put Vigil, Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If I worked
actually, swap Hawkgirl and Wonder Woman, because the art was just amazing. So Vigil, Hawkgirl, KT, Wonder Woman.
Nice. There were some extraneous They're extra, Jesus, books that came out that were in the bonus show that I was rather fond of as well. But just going this route, considering what I've done in the bonus show, I went Night Terror's Wonder Woman at number 3, The Vigil at number 2, and Hawkgirl at number 1. I did have a couple of fun moments in this one. In Wonder Woman, there's that near full page splash. It's full page splash, except it's got a small cutaway of a different version. But they show a version of God Diana sitting on Zeus's throne, and the costume that she's wearing, the way they did her face, the whole scene is just fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I want that picture. My second favorite moment in this set of books is gotta be Galaxy's Corgi annihilating that nth metal sniffing werewolf. Just looks at it and says and tells it that its behavior is unbecoming, and then just fucking dark sides that bitch. Just like Cyclops on a bad day kind of obliteration.
Yeah.
It's gone. It was good moments there.
I realized I probably put my list backwards because I was doing it on the fly. It's Vigil is number 1. And then Hawkgirl, and then Wonder Woman number 3. Because I don't know why I did it reverse order, but I did.
That's what Brandon usually does.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite moment though, honestly, the return of Justice League Dark, which was really cool to see.
Absolutely, and I knew you were going to say that. That's why I picked the other ones. I thought that would be too obvious. God, I hope we get a book. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Although I haven't
Let's face
seen...
it, probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
but...
I haven't seen any news saying that we would. But wouldn't it be cool?
I think it'd be very cool.
Well,
but we can
my
only
friend, you are not alone.
Neither are you.
And... well, if I'm being honest, neither is anybody else. So that is the show out there. We are going to get out of here, so you will have to as well. You can visit us for all things The Geek Matrix Pod at www.thegeekmatrixpod.com. Take you to all of our socials. You can watch our podcasts there. You can get links to our comic book text reviews and all of it. So, you guys, be careful out there, and remember, in the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.